Ready?
Judge and timer ready.
No one talks about a 50-state winning strategy in the presidential elections anymore. This quote, according to Juan Williams, is why many candidates are finding it more difficult to become elected as presidents because of the strong polarization and the fact that many Americans do not become really akin to one political party or the other, so no one can really win all 50 states in a presidential election. The question I come here to answer is the Republican candidates are the Republican candidates for the 2016 presidential election stronger than in the 2012 presidential election? And I say no for three reasons. The first being that the main primary Republican candidate is only receiving about half of the votes from the Republican Party. The second being that the Democrat candidate is receiving about 50% of the votes from all Americans. And the third point being that many people see the Republican primary candidate as not being what the nation needs for being able to move forward, so he would not be a good candidate for the party. It's extremely hard to become elected as president if half of your party doesn't even support you and they support a different runner-up. Theodore Roosevelt experienced this same problem when he split from his party and founded the Bull Moose Party, which allowed the other candidate of the other party, Woodrow Wilson, to come into presidency. This same thing may happen to Jeb Bush, who is the Republican candidate, because half of the Republican Party does not support him, which may allow the Democratic candidate, Hillary Clinton, to become the president in this situation, which ties back to my point that the Republican base for candidates is not as strong as 2012 because there is an extreme difference between the strength of the Democrats and the Republicans in this situation. Hillary Clinton is a candidate who is very much liked by all of America for multiple reasons, one of them most likely being that she is one of the only female candidates for presidency, which will endear her in the minds of many American voters. Many American voters, as much as 50%, believe that she is the driving force that the nation needs, compared to only about 37% of Americans who believe that Jeb Bush is the right candidate for this presidential election. This will most likely allow Hillary Clinton to become the president and not Jeb Bush, which also ties back to my original point because he will barely even have a chance of becoming the president. So it is a lot less strong than the 2012 election. Americans may not support a candidate if they believe that he is not what the nation needs to evolve and become better. Over 60% of Americans believe that Jeb Bush is a representative of past years and he is not what the nation needs to change and evolve and to become better. So this will not allow him to get many supporters, and if people believe that Hillary Clinton is what the nation needs to evolve, then they will not vote for Jeb Bush, they will vote for her instead. According to Wall Street Journal, in an article published March 9th, he is not a person who will bring about the change that America needs to continue. I came here today with the question, will the Republican Party for 2016 be as strong as the 2012 presidential candidates? And I said no for 3 reasons. The first being that half of the Republican Party is not even behind the primary Republican candidate. The second reason being that the Democratic candidate is a lot stronger and a lot more supported by even as much as half of America, and much more supported than the Republican candidate. And the third reason being that many people believe that the Republican candidate, which is Jeb Bush, is not the ideal candidate because he is not willing to accept change and make the changes necessary for America to move forwards. Thank you.